Thank you guys for coming out and hearing me speak today.
You're welcome.
Thank y'all. All right. You don't know the curveballs life is going to throw at you, but it's up to you how you respond. So let me tell you a story about my inspiration. It's June 1st, 1996. I'm 5, going on 6. My hair is done up in pretty little braids. I'm wearing a white puffy dress, matching shoes, ruffled socks, and a big old wicker basket. It's the day of my parents' wedding. I was the flower girl. And as I was walking up the stairs to the chapel, to where the ceremony was supposed to be held, I hear my Aunt Ruby say, referring to me, "There go little Kathy, look at little Kathy." While everybody was oohing and eyeing, saying how much I was like my mom, I hated it. Because I wanted to be me. But at that time, I really didn't realize how much of a compliment that was. So we're going to flash forward roughly 10 years. It's around 2005. I'm a sophomore in high school. And I get some of the worst news I could ever thought I could get. My mom sits me and my 2 sisters down and she explains to us that the lump that she found in her breast has been tested positive for breast cancer. And she needed to be rushed into surgery immediately. Now, I don't know much about breast cancer or any types of cancer back then, but I did usually know when a doctor rushes you off to surgery almost soon after you get diagnosed, it's usually not a good thing. The cancerous tumor, her oncologist finds a second tumor, bigger, growing behind the first. And now the cancer cells has spread to her right breast. So now it's not only a lumpectomy that my mother has to get, the oncologist had to make a quick decision and also do a partial mastectomy, which means that he has to take 50% of my mother's breast tissue from her right side. So of course, that was pretty devastating for her. Because she goes in thinking she's just gonna get a lump removed from her chest, but then now she has a portion of her breast removed. But we got over it. We make jokes. She likes to make jokes about it now. She saw it's called her boob and boobette. She wants to put a piece of chicken in it, like, too much. But now, everything's going fine with mom. 10 years, remission, no other signs of cancer cells. Mom is doing great. But then 2018 hits. I literally believe it's the hardest year that my mother or myself will ever have to face. Starting from the stem of 2017, December, my mother's aunt, my great aunt May, she dies in the hospital for unknown reasons. I'm very, very close to my mother, so it was kind of like my mom losing her mom. December of 2017 into 2018, roughly 3 weeks after my aunt dies, my mother's best friend of 30 years at the age of 54 dies of lupus and multiple cancers. So not only is my mother dealing with the loss of a mother figure, she's also dealing with the loss of a sister. But then again, she's finding comfort in they're no longer suffering, there's no more pain, and I'm gonna try to keep living for them. April 2018. Mom's complaining about having chest pains and she couldn't breathe. So my dad rushes her to the hospital. Like any normal person, when you think you can't breathe, you think it's your lungs, right? Wrong. April 2018, I got the second worst news I've ever heard in my life. My mother was diagnosed with congenital heart failure due to a non-functioning mitral valve. So now, here comes open heart surgery. Goes well. Perfect. But then, little hiccup with her catheter and colostomy bag. doctors going back and forth about who's supposed to take care of it. Took too long. Now mom has contracted a UTI that's now affected her bladder, her urine, her blood, and now the new heart valve she just got. Still going through all this pain and trauma and emotional strain, my mother still found a reason to smile. She used to get on my nerves showing me all those infomercials she used to watch in the hospital, talking about she wanted this smokeless grill, indoor grill that she wanted. I'm like, Mom, what you gonna do with that?
Cool.
Yeah, I was seriously close to taking her credit card because she just spent way too much money. But then, look, she still found a reason to smile, still found a reason to fight. Because she said, I got something to live for. I'm too young for this. Sugar honey iced tea, she said. And then here comes another bam. While in the hospital, they're treating her infection because now they do have to replace the new valve, but you don't want to put a new valve in an infected body. That just doesn't make any sense. But while they're clearing her infection, we find cancerous polyps developing in her kidneys. So, but that was a good thing, her doctor says. Because the polyps were still forming, she still was quote unquote not diagnosed as having kidney cancer. She's not even stage 1 yet, she's stage 0. So they said there is some light at the end of this tunnel, because by the time that you finish with your now second heart surgery, and we get you into recovery, we're able to treat your cancer. But since it's super early, we can just go in, take the kidney out, no chemo, no radiation, you can go home in a matter of days. A relief. A relief. Now, mom's doing very well. Cancer's gone, heart's working fine, still finding a reason to smile, still finding a reason to fight. Now mom's life is about getting back to normal. Go to work, bug me, my dad, yelling at him about not cutting the grass. The little things that she says she used to take advantage of now that she relishes in. So like I said, my mom finding these pleasures in the little things meant the world. Seeing my mom smile after going through something so traumatic. And as I said before, when I was little, it annoyed me that everybody compared me so much to my mom. Not just in looks, but my personality traits, how I handle things, how I do things. But now, I realize that really was the highest form of compliment that I've ever received in my life. Because she showed me that I don't have to wear a uniform to be a soldier. She showed me that no matter what trials and tribulations that is put in front of you, you can still find a reason to fight, still find a reason to live. And no matter what happens, you never let your situations define you. They only enhance you. So I always say, when you think about our wounded warriors, we think about our veterans and things like that, but I like to say that my wounded warrior is my mother, and her name is Kathy.